You ready to go?
Hi, I'm Alex from Board Game Co. And this is my top 10 within the 100 in a certain denomination of tens.
That's the one, exactly. That is it.
And this is my guest, who is just a person.
Just a person. Anyways, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. And back by popular request, we have Devin.
Who requested?
There were at least 2 people who seemed to like having you in the video.
Have you already posted it?
No, it hasn't gone up yet at all. No. But you see, that's the thing. I'm hoping that somebody liked him in the last batch, because if they didn't, this
It's going to be really
request
awkward, like 5 videos later when you're like, by popular demand, and they're like, that guy sucks.
There's like 14 comments be like, he is like the worst person you've ever had
No
on this channel.
charisma, no knowledge.
I liked him better when he was in the background saying nothing at all. But either way.
I think someone did prefer that,
Someone
actually.
did prefer. So, okay, so let's go into this. This is the top 30 to 21 of my top 100. All the videos in the series are linked down below. You can check those out. He was in 80 to 71, I think you were?
Yep, 80 to 71.
And
with
we're back.
some surprising drops.
So
Some huge drops from this category.
80 to 71 had a bunch of drops, and this category, 30 to 21, has a bunch of things that have, well, risen. You see, when things drop, other things rise, other things are new, and in fact, in this particular segment, I forgot to do this properly. No, it's all good. In this particular segment of 10 games, we have one that is new to the list, but not new to me.
Okay.
We have one that is new to me. And then a whole bunch of games that have gone up in the rankings, 1 or 2 that have gone down in the rankings, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Kickstarter games in this top 10. 4.
4 Kickstarters.
Yeah, 4 Kickstarters.
Well, that was 4 last time.
Honestly,
you cover Kickstarters.
Honestly, only 2 of them feel like Kickstarter games, though.
Okay.
Because the other 2 are Kickstarters, they just don't feel like it. With me so far?
I'm with you.
Cool.
I'm with you.
Now, for context, this is what I do when I teach rules. I'm like, you with me? Good. Okay. With me? Good. Okay. So, I talked about this in other videos, but essentially what I do is I use PubMeeple for this. What I do is I completely de-rank all my games, so I'm starting from scratch. Then I rank my games into buckets of where I feel they lie. Use PubMeeple within those buckets, which makes it take a lot faster. I'm not heavily going into this, but that makes sense, trust me. And then from there, I override any rankings that I just disagree with. I'm like, oh, PubMeeple thinks you're here and you're here. No, I'm going to overrule you because I can do that because it's my list, not PubMeeple's list, even though they helped. Thank you very much, PubMeeple. Your link down below.
How much did this 10 juggle around after PubMeeple?
I don't remember. I didn't track it. I just did stuff. Honestly, PubMeeple, I would say, did a fairly good job across my list, where I needed an occasional dragging, but across the top 100 that I'm doing, I probably re-dragged like maybe 15, 20 things, and even then, small movements. So I would say overall, I'm pretty happy with PubMeeple's rankings. To be fair, PubMeeple is asking me questions, and I'm giving answers, and then it ranks. So it's still my list, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's start this off with the first one on this list. The first one on this list.
This is number 30?
The number 30. Number 30 on this list, which
Out
is...
of the amount of games you own and have played, that's pretty darn high, man.
Yeah.
Golly.
Number 30 is Marvel United.
Ooh.
Yes.
Really?
Marvel United. Have you played this yet?
I have. You taught it to me.
Oh, fun. Okay. And
I have taught it to my son since
have it?
then.
You have
Yeah,
it?
he has.
Retail, Kickstarter, what do you have?
I don't even own it. I have just played the retail copy of Kidsplaining, and I borrowed it from them for a little bit, and we played through all 3 of the villains.
Does he like it?
He enjoyed it a lot, but because we played through all 3, I was like, I don't really see the sense of me having it for now until I can maybe get more.
So that's a fair thing, which is I definitely think that this game ranks higher for me because of how much content I have for it.
You have a staggeringly exciting amount of people for it. You have everything, I'm assuming.
For right now, everything you could get right now.
Yeah.
And it definitely does add. For context, Marvel Champions is a very, very light game in which you're basically, you're playing cards to combine symbols to attack bad guys. You have a variable villain, you have heroes you can choose, you have all that trying to figure out how you can win as you basically run around and just attack and rescue and just stop the bad guys from winning by playing enough cards and comboing your cards. Because when you play a card, the fun of the game is when you play a card and the next person plays a card, they get all the prior card symbols. So there's a degree of teamwork as you work together. Yeah. And past that, it's very, very, very light. I'm not going to downplay that. It's a very light game, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just a contextual thing that's worth noting.
Yeah, but the main variability is not really with the heroes, it's with the villains.
Yes.
And you have a bonanza's amount of villains.
A banana amount of
I think I was gonna say bananas. Like the amount of
the amount of villains I have is bananas.
But so, I just mixed it up, so it's okay.
So first of all, this is one of the 4 Kickstarters. As far as the other category, because it's a Kickstarter game, right? I mean, it's a retail too, but it's
I have
a
a question.
Game.
Is this the one that is not new to you, but new to your 100?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
yes,
because
it is.
I'm impressed that it got this high.
Oh, so am I.
But I know that you had already had this.
So this is one that has grown with me. Last year was not. Last year was a game I've played, but it did not make its way even to my top 100 at all. It's still a game that I have many games that are on this top 100 that are significantly higher. Like they're better games for sure. They're better games, but this gets played a lot.
To me, I think that there is sometimes a weird conversation around weight means better.
Yes.
And I'm not surprised that this is here, because if I have to sit down and try to teach my son a game that's a decent level of complexity above this, it's going to take a certain level of effort and intensity, and like he's going to have a learning curve. And yes, he may get there, but it's also like he gets a lot of satisfaction from playing this game. And the idea of just pulling it out and playing this game with my son.
It's plug and play.
Like, how often do you play this with Ricky and with your kids?
I play this with my not my youngest is 2. I play this with my second youngest, who's 6, and he loves this game.
Yeah.
He just loves sitting down. He knows exactly how to play. He likes pulling more cards than he's allowed to. He's like, wait a second, I can draw more cards now. I'm like, no, you're down to 2 cards because you've been playing it very risky, fast and loose here. But he loves the simple card play.
And I think that's a big plus in the column for this game.
It's a huge plus. Yeah. It's a game, but it's more than that. It's a game I'll sit down and play this with you right now, and I will have a good time.
Yeah.
It's not the best game in the sense of pure strategy, pure this, pure that. I will have a good time every time I play this game. It is surprising to me how high this is, but it really shot up for me the more I play it.
Yeah. No, I'm impressed that it got as high as it did, but based off of the content you have and how easy I know it is to play, I'm not ultimately surprised.
Yeah, that's number 30. Number 30. See, you remember. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, I'm just getting it in camera, you know.
Yeah, once we have like 4 or 5 games, we'll pause for the thumbnail shots. Yeah,
no,
exactly. Another.
We gotta do one more game.
So, number 29. Number 29 is this one over here. It is Whistle Mountain. Have you played this yet?
This is my 3rd time here, and every time I walk by that shelf and see that game, I want to play it so bad.
It is so good. For context, the last time this didn't
So this is 29?
This is 29, yes. Now, this is one that
I really want to try this game.
The last time that this didn't get played is my friends and I were in the basement trying to pick a game, and they were like, we could do this. I was like, yeah, we could do that. Like, yeah, we could do that. Like that. We could do Whistle Mountain. I'm like, yeah. Like, yeah. I was like, so excited. And they're like, oh, that one. And I was like, yeah. We didn't actually pick it. We picked something else instead. But I gave them the choice. I'm often a very gracious host, and sometimes. Sometimes I want to.
Oh, here, a feather.
I'm a gracious host, thank you so. But I very much the way I look at it is I control the games I own, and so anything here in the basement I am fine playing, and if they want to pick something to their taste, that's fine. So they ended up picking Dominion, actually, which was a great experience.
Well,
I love it.
That was on,
Dominion was on the last list. That's a coincidence. That wasn't planned. But the last list that he was on. But Whistle Mountain is amazing. Whistle Mountain is from Bezier
Backed by popular demand.
Backed by popular demand. It is... It's a game that's messy. Like, it's so messy in what it's doing. You're just basically placing down these tiles to get resources. You're placing down your blimps. It's basically blimp placement as you place them in various zones to get more machines, and then you're placing them on these machines because you're slowly building up machines, and then you place a blimp down, and then you activate all the machines it's touching and everything else, and it results in just daisy chains full of stuff just happening. Single thing you do in this game is giving you stuff. The question is, are you getting more stuff than your opponent's getting? That's the only real question. Which means I could lose this game left, right, and center, and I don't care because I did all my stuff. I had my fun little production engines going, and if you take the spot that I really wanted, I don't care because there's 14 other spots that are really good too. So
for context, the thing that excites me about this game, Scott Caputo designed Sorcerer City.
Okay.
And I really enjoy the tile lane puzzle, and there's some stuff going on in that game that I really enjoy. Luke Laurie designed Dwellings of Eldervale. Both of those games have like unique takes on what they're doing, and I really enjoy in each of them some of the messiness.
Yes.
And in like Sorcerer City, that you can really combo, and like everything you're doing, you're building up and you're getting things for each tile that you play. And then there's a lot of messiness in Dwellings of Eldervale in a very exciting way. So just everything about this game excites me.
Yeah.
And it's like,
both
I
those
want to
games
try it.
for me are games that I enjoyed but ultimately didn't keep. Sorcerer City, the real-time element combined with some aspects that I really liked it. Played a bunch of games, eventually moved on from.
Yeah.
Dwellings of Eldervale is fighting in area control, which is one of my most contested genres.
Yeah.
Contested, see what I did there? But Whistle Mountain is
So the
exceedingly-
combo between those two guys, the bridge between Scott Caputo and Luke Laurie is sweet spot for you.
It worked really well. I'm a huge fan of Whistle Mountain. Huge fan of it. And by the way, what do you think this was last year?
I think this one jumped up for you.
Well, that's
But
a
I
spoiler.
think...
I told you half of the first jump
So wait,
that was
I actually think this is one that's new to you and the list.
Nope, I covered it last year.
Was it in your top 100 last year?
It was.
Oh.
It was number 94.
Okay, so it scraped in.
It scraped into my top 100 last
But that
year.
is really, that's a testament to this. If in the space of a year it was able to climb from barely in to 60 spots,
I
that's
really
huge.
like it. It's broken. It's not broken. Broken is the wrong term. It's just everything you do lets you
yeah.
do stuff. It's fun.
That was the question I was going to ask. How do you feel that aspect of it is balanced in comparison to like Coloma, which also, you know, you're just getting stuff and getting stuff and getting stuff and getting stuff.
That's a good question. Coloma is interesting in a way because when I played Coloma, and I only played Coloma one time, but when I played Coloma twice, I played it twice.
You played it with me for sure.
I think I played it twice. I can't remember if I played it twice. I either played it once or twice.
We
but
played
either
it
way,
at 5.
With Coloma, it was a game that I almost felt like it designed to do stuff, and I was able to do everything I wanted. This still has you wanting more.
Yeah.
I still want to keep getting more and building more. It's not really you don't really have a problem where you can
Which
do
means
everything.
each play you're not satisfied, and you're satisfied
Correct.
enough to be happy, but not satisfied enough that you don't want to bring it back
Correct.
out.
And Coloma's solid, but Whistle Mountain, solider.
29. That's a big jump.
29.
That's a big jump.
Number 28 on my list is a game.
Big
that
jump.
Is very heavy because I got everything in it. This is Concordia. Have you played Concordia? Oh dear lord.
Dude.
Why'd I invite you for this? You're useless. Concordia is from Matt Gertz, and this
I'm
is
useless. That's such a hard drop. That's just,
this is a game that I have upgraded to the 9s with like everything I could possibly have over here.
Oh, you have the little
I have
maple
stickers. I have upgraded resources. I have metal coins. I have full display.
Are we going to do the top?
There's no top down.
Oh, there's no top down? Okay, I just want to see these.
Yeah, everything here is
These are
Block Slide.
gorgeous.
Yes, they are. That's a top shelf gamer. So link down below to them or whatever. But either way, they're nice, right? They're nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't even care if the game's not good. I just want to.
Well, the good news is the game.
Yeah,
is
I mean,
good.
if it's your number 28.
Concordia is an interesting one primarily because of the fact that it saw this interesting resurgence. It's a game that came out a while ago, kind of slipped under the radar to a degree, and then just suddenly got popular like 2 years ago. Suddenly just everyone started talking about it, and
Isn't
it became...
Isn't it on Board Game Arena?
It might be. I don't really hop on Board Game Arena that much.
No, but I think people have been playing it digitally.
I'd play this with you online, just so you could play something decent. Yeah. Concordia.
I'm teaching you Forbidden Stars.
Concordia from Matt Gertz is likely my favorite Matt Gertz. I'm not likely. This is the highest one I have on my list.
Such a heavy box.
Because all the metal resources.
Oh my goodness.
And coins and everything.
Let's put that over there.
Yeah. So this is one that I really enjoy. It has an aspect of, it's a classic Euro in the sense that everything you do is going to give you points, but you're building an engine so you can build an engine. You're trying to build these spots so you can go to those spots. You're trying to move here so you can do that. Everything has a little daisy chain of, I'm going to do this so that I can do the next thing more efficiently. But if you do the next thing more efficiently first, then you can do this more efficiently. The question is, how can you find those patterns and move around the board and get the area control and score points and get the cards you need and cascade all of that together in a way that really works. Like Whistle Mountain, everything you do is moving you forward. It's a question of, can you move forward better and faster than other players? I like that in games. I like the lack of restriction rather than the focus on I will get stuff and do stuff well, just who can do it better.
What are your preferred player counts for these two?
Good question. Whistle Mountain, to me, plays best at 2 and 3 players.
2 and 3?
I will play at a 4, but it's best in 2 and 3.
2 and 3, that's good, though.
Concordia, it does have maps and like a solo mode that would make it more accessible for smaller player counts, but so far with the maps I've currently played with, and again, I have other maps, so I know that there are solutions, but with my current gameplay experiences of Concordia, to me, 3 is a sacrifice. Like, I'm willing to play at 3, but it's worse. 4 is really solid, and 5 is also very solid. A little slower.
5 doesn't drag too much?
It drags a little more, but the board, the turns are fast moving for the most part, so you don't have a slow player. So you can get if you can get a group of 5 people who aren't AP prone, analysis paralysis prone, then I think it works really well at 5 as well.
AP prone is also a really hard class in high school. But,
That's Concordia.
Cool.
Number 28. And by the way, this one was...
That's good that they hit different player counts.
It is.
This can hit 2, 3. That can hit 4, 5.
Well, it feels different. While they both give you a certain degree of the feeling
Well, no,
of
they're
doing
not the
stuff.
same, but like...
One's messy and
it's
one's
always nice
elegant.
when your games like don't overlap player counts and you can kind of like, oh, this is the right
Yeah,
game.
that's true. This
This is the right game.
But what do you think this was last year? Some of the ones on this list have dropped. Most of them have risen.
I think this one has risen.
41 last year, 28 this year.
Yeah.
Next up, number 27.
Did the deluxe components help at all?
No.
No.
I can say that with certainty because I haven't actually. The deluxe components are more of a recent edition. I haven't actually played it with deluxe components.
Was it part of your series that you've been doing? Okay.
But I haven't played with the deluxe components since I got them.
I want to play with them, not even just the game. I just want to clink
Next
the
up,
little metal components.
we have Trois.
Trois?
Yeah, I know it says Troyes, but it's pronounced Trois.
Is it?
Don't trust me, but the internet says so.
Don't trust me. The internet says so.
Trois is from Xavier.
Every good reason.
Xavier Georges, and that one I could be completely butchering. This is my 27 it is? 27 is Trois, and it's such an amazing Euro game. It is so crunchy, it is so variable. Basically, it's rolling dice and placing dice.
Z-Man.
Yeah, older style game. It's basically rolling dice and placing dice. The puzzle and fun of the game is the fact, or part of the puzzle and fun of the game is the fact that, first of all, I can steal your dice. I can buy your dice from you, which means if you roll well and I roll poorly, it just means I'll take your dice anyway. Balances out fairly nicely. But then additionally, the variableness from the various buildings that come into play, because you have these kind of buildings or workers or places you can go, I don't know exactly what they're called, but they're basically the slots that you can kind of buy into so you can start using the abilities of different things. And there's 3 different zones. There's white, there's yellow, there's red, there's more of a military and economy, and then like victory points and a catch-all. And they all give you different puzzles you're going for. And so you have these different sets of cards that come in, which means you're never playing the exact same puzzle, but all these comes down to a puzzle of rolling dice, utilizing those dice for different things, trying to find again that pattern, that thread of how to get the most victory points with, once again, everything gives you stuff. Now there's a slight difference here where you do have enemy units who are rushing the wall, so to speak, and you have to work together to take them out for victory points, and if you don't, it can bog down everyone. But past that, it usually works out pretty well. Overall, Trois is excellent. I highly recommend the variability you'll get from the Ladies of Trois, adding that expansion. They also have promo cards. I like the game a lot.
How do you... Is that one of your favorite mechanics? So, this weekend we've been playing Encyclopedia. That's been very satisfying. Dice manipulation amongst other players taking theirs. You've shown me Ganchan Clever, which is also messing with other people's dice and stuff like that, but in clever manipulative ways. And then this does it in more of a deeper Euro format.
I like dice placement.
Is that okay? I was wondering, is that a pretty satisfying mechanic for you?
I don't want to give too many spoilers to remaining games to come, but some of the games higher on my list, not necessarily this one, I have to check, I don't even know, but like some of the games higher on my general
list. This video or just generally the next 20?
This video too has some dice placement, so we got more dice stuff. We got more dice.
Have I noticed a trend?
Yeah, I like dice. Specifically with the clever use of dice, not just rolling them.
Yeah.
Rolling and assigning.
Using that mechanic in a clever way to develop strategy.
Yeah. This is 27. What do you think it was last year?
I actually think this is, to me, the type of game that is in the category of Euros that you already loved, but there's so many new games coming in, and based off of your recency bias and the just good games that are coming out, I think this one has dropped.
It was 45 last year. It's gone up. I still love this game.
I think this one's gone up for you.
Yeah, this one's gone up for you. And that's something we didn't talk about.
Based off of...
We didn't talk about it at the beginning of this video, but recency bias. Recency bias to me it's a big thing. It's a big factor in the way I look at games. Just I generally like things that are either new and or more specifically.
I think I've been wrong with every single one recently. Other than this one.
No, you were right about Concordia.
Did I say it went up?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Good on you. Good job.
Thanks.
Number 20. I gotta keep looking at this list. Number 26.
26. Man, we're already halfway done. This is halfway. Ooh.
Have you played this? Tell me you played it.
I have. So I'm going to upset some purist brass fans. I got
Birmingham better.
Not necessarily.
No, Birmingham.
Not necessarily. I got Lancashire and Brass, both of these deluxe versions, and I kept Birmingham. Not necessarily because I thought it was better, but because I thought this one is a little bit more limiting or punishing to players' strategy mistakes. And just given the typical play groups I have, I thought Birmingham would be more accessible to more people that I play the game with.
Birmingham is ranked higher.
And I like beer.
Birmingham is ranked
I don't drink it, but I love the beer resource.
So Birmingham is ranked, I believe, the 3rd highest game on Board Game Geek. Lancashire is lower.
I think it is, yes. But
Lancarshire's like number 15.
To me, I think there are more people like me that haven't played Brass a ton and find Birmingham more accessible. Because when I've divin dived into the reviews, it seems almost across the board a lot of brass fans who have been playing the game before Roxley ever made them absolutely gorgeous.
Yep.
That they like Lancashire more, and it seems like a lot more of the big hype and push on the Birmingham side is people who more casually dip into the brass pool.
So that's why I have this one on my list, because I've only played this one. But I dove into Lancashire.
I think you really like Birmingham.
I think I will too. I mean,
you've got it, right?
Yeah, I have it. I have it on the shelf over there. But for me, I dove into Lancashire.
I just pointed to generally 300 games.
Lancashire
somewhere over there
is one that I dove into first because I played the original Brass and the original Age of Industry.
Yeah.
And so I dove straight into the one that was more familiar to me. Haven't bothered diving into Birmingham because I still love this game, and as is, I don't feel I play this one enough. So I'll eventually get to Birmingham, I'm sure.
I really like it. I think that plays really, really well at 2. I think it's a super solid 2. I had a lot of fun, and
I have not played it at 2.
I didn't feel, I felt limited enough based off of the board and what the other player was doing, but I still felt like I was able to do a good amount. Like I enjoyed it at 2, and would continue to table it at 2.
I'll have to give it a shot at 2 at some point. For me, I've played this at 3 and 4. It shines at 3 for me. 4 is
I would not want 4.
A little more downtime. But it's a fun little engine game. It's a game where you're building out your buildings. You're trying to improve your resources. You're picking an alley, a lane that you want to go in. You want to focus more on these ship lanes. You want to focus on your production. You want to focus on the coal or lead, trying to figure out how to provide access to other players. Watch the camera focus. It's going to mess up over there.
Oh, it's going to mess up?
Yeah. But either way,
people just deserve to see. I mean, it doesn't matter which one you get. If you get them, you get the iron clays. It's just so gorgeous. I mean, these are absolutely beautiful poker chips.
So this is number 26. And where do you think this was last year?
Ugh, so that's tough. This was
still one on the list that's new entirely.
I don't think it's this one.
Did you do it in the wrong order? You must have done it in the wrong order.
I did it in the wrong order. We're just doing this to have some extra time.
Go ahead. Yep.
Video. I actually this one's tough. Question: how many times have you played it since you did your last 100?
Good question. I want to say I've only played it once in the last year.
This is not new to the top 100.
Definitely not. In fact, fun fact: this is the first game on this list, at least, that has been on my top lists this year and the year prior.
I think this one, because I think of how good it is, I think this one might have been one of the ones that dropped.
It dropped. Okay. Not a ton, but it was last year, it was 14. The year before, it was 15. So it actually went up a bit,
it went up and then
dropped down. This is one, 2 years ago I only did a top 20. That's all I tracked. So anything that's in 2 years ago list was in my top 20. Nothing past that. Last year I did a top 100, top 50 minutes went into videos. Other 50 I did myself.
Yeah.
And then this year I'm doing a full top 100. So yeah, 26, it's a garbage.
Garbage. Both of those games are fantastic.
Yeah.
They deserve all the love they get.
Number 25 is...
Ooh, 25.
Oh, this
25,
is a big
25,
one. 25. There we go. Enjoy.
Ooh, is this Marvel Champions?
Marvel Champions. 2 Marvel games.
Is this why you had me pivot around 3 ways because you were trying to grab it?
Yeah. Marvel Champions.
He didn't want me to see these before we did it. That is beautiful.
I have 2 of these boxes.
That is beautiful. Are they full of different characters?
They're full of different characters, of baddies. There's more stuff coming. I have the newest batch of things. Marvel Champions.
You've talked this game up. Wait, do you only do this solo?
This?
I haven't.
Oh.
I haven't. I played Legendary back in the day, but I thought this is a good 2-player, right?
I played Legendary back in the day too, and I hated it.
I thought it was okay.
I hated it.
But that was back before I was really diving into stuff.
Is a strong term. I did not.
This is gorgeous.
Appreciate it.
Can we see that little little skyline
Go ahead,
there?
Show it. Yeah.
That's so gorgeous.
Yeah, this is from
Do you like this at 2-player?
One Sharp Joe, I want to say. I think it's the craft company. It's on Etsy. A company on Etsy makes these. I think it's called One Sharp Joe. I think that's what it's called. Either way, I like it too.
Gorgeous.
I have played this at solo primarily, and then 2 and 3. 3 drags a little. I don't think I've played it before yet.
Is it solid at 2?
3 drags a little bit for me. 2 is really solid if you have the right person, someone who's enjoying the game, basically. And then solo, I'm happy to play with you.
That was like a Wakanda.
Yeah, you beat Black Panther. And then solo is accessible, easy to dive into, and I really like it as a solo experience.
Yeah.
I think 2 players, if I had to pick between 2 and solo, I like them both almost equally. Solo, it tables more, it tables faster, I get to play it a lot more. And 2 players, you have another person at the table who's buddying up with you. And so I love Marvel Champions. It's a game that I have continuously pulled out and played, and this one goes back to the recency bias. In fact, this one, what do you think is higher or lower? You need to pull it back a bit.
Back a bit?
Yeah, just focus. No, the focus.
Oh, back a bit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
If you get too close to the camera, it's going to capture focus on these games instead. So yeah. What do you think was last
Where
year?
do I think this went? I don't know, guys. What do you think? So it's 25?
25.
I think this one dropped too.
It's 43 last year. This one rose.
Wow, but you have been so... I guess it's really the last year that I've heard you multiple times get more and more excited
the way
about.
it works...
Because you liked it, but the last couple times you've mentioned it, you've talked about how you liked it, and now you like it, and like it, and like it, and like it. So I should have thought about that. It jumped.
The first time I played Marvel Champions, I debated whether to keep it or not. And if you watch my original review, it's literally me holding up 2 rulebooks from a hotel room in Argentina talking about the game. It's really bad. No, seriously. I'm going to link to it down below. It's worth watching because it's hilarious.
Oh, how Board Game Girl has grown.
This is when I started the channel. And
when were you in Argentina?
Well, before COVID, obviously. So
no, but for what?
It was like 2-year work trip. It was like 2 years ago. I brought my camera. I just started the channel, and I was like, I'll do a video or two while I'm gone. So I have my camera, and I just brought rule books.
I've got to see these.
I brought rule books with me so I could read the rule books.
I've got to see these.
And I'm just literally, if you want that, also, fun fact, I did this video on why I backed Marvel United from that same hotel room in Argentina.
Same hotel room?
So we're here 2 years later.
Two things.
Covering them
Beckoning
both.
back to your time in Argentina.
My video of why I backed Marvel United is me staring at the camera with nothing on the screen the entire time. At all. In the slightest. Whatever. I try. But
hey, look at you now.
Look at you now.
Look at you now.
Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? My Marvel Champions collection will never be complete. Because FFG keeps on putting out new stuff that I want to buy. And want to try.
That was decent ad lib.
Decent. I can do better, but next time.
Anyways, better for next time.
Anyways, that is Marvel Champions.
Back by popular demand, you're Disney sing.
Yeah, it's the same crew of people that wanted you back from last video.
Terrible people.
Number 24 is a delightful game that you probably have not played because this is not as popular as some of the other ones. Carson City.
This is the one on your recent video that you had the big point differential on. Is this the 2.8?
Yeah. Probably. It's delightful. Oh, and I want to show you one thing because you talk about...
If you don't know what I'm talking about, Alex recently did a video where he talked about reviews that his significantly differed from the BGG ratings. Anywhere from, I think the lowest was like a 0.8 difference in the review, all the way up to a 2.8. Which this might have been the 2.8. If it wasn't, it was close.
This, I think, was the 2.8. I just want you to enjoy and appreciate the heft of...
Are these regular, or did you get these deluxe?
This is from the deluxe version of the game. Do you appreciate how hefty
these feel
these
like
are?
license plates.
They feel like license plates.
No. These feel like the currency mint plates.
Yeah, these are like chunky little bits. I love these coins. I want
How
them for
much
more.
was the deluxe?
I traded for this one a long time ago.
You traded for it?
I did not buy this one. So yeah,
that's crazy.
Those are some of my favorite coins of any collection I have. I need to glue this insert though because it was just put together. It wasn't actually glued together.
Oh, they didn't glue it?
Yeah. So anyways, that's just a side point. This game is so ridiculously good. I'm not gonna mess with things. I want to show you stuff.
You're getting too excited.
I want to show you stuff. This Carson City is a game.
What is Carson City?
Okay, Carson City is worker placement. Okay, that's what it is.
Okay, well you've already got me hooked.
Okay, it's not really dice placement. It has dice in it, so it doesn't. It's pretty much workers. You place your workers, and you're placing them in the various zones. You're trying to place them on the general board to begin with, in order to take control of the landscape.
Hey, can I do the Rodney Smith thing?
Yeah, go ahead. Do it with that.
Thing?
Yeah, flip it. Yeah, you'll give yourself a hernia. Carson City, you're trying to place your workers to capture plots of land.
You have a ton of heavy games, like physically heavy games right now.
I love you have to qualify. You're like, no, not
super complex. Just like heavy games between this and this and this and all three of those.
I think the heaviness stops here. Although we're running out of space over here. We have to pause.
As we get closer to the top of the list, is it just the pound rating of each?
Do this over here. Cool. The pound rating of each.
Wait, can we do one more?
Yeah, sure.
Can we do one more? Okay.
Pause. Buzz, ready? Thumbnail. Alright, cool.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna use the first one anyway.
They were both bad.
Carson City, you place your cowboys on the plots of land on the board to get what you can, the land, effectively. Then you start placing your cowboys on the buildings to fight over the buildings. The fun part about this worker placement game is at any single point...
There's not even enough comfortable room
I
for me
can
to
place a cowboy on the same spot that you placed your cowboy, and then we duel. And that's where
We duel?
We duel. It's
Like
worker
outlaws?
placement with duels.
Do you lose them?
You can
if
lose.
you lose the duel.
Well, so if you lose the duel, you get your cavalry back for next round, but you lost your placement this round. So there's this constant tension in the game.
Is somebody going to mess up your chain of what you're doing by taking away the workers
And then
there?
you can take various characters. Every round starts with you selecting a character, and some of the characters are things like, I'll be the outlaw, and I got 3 extra guns every time I fight. So you
Dude,
incentivize to fight.
the list of games we need to play next time is growing.
That
Because I really want to try this now, because I love worker placement, and that sounds awesome.
I love this game. I don't know why it's not ranked higher. Genuinely, I'm so baffled by it. So baffled.
Okay.
Anyways.
Firm play date.
Playdate, come on by.
Firm play date.
Move down here.
First off, it's up here, and also we gotta start reciprocating. You gotta at some point come down.
I will
at some point come down.
Okay, where do you think this was last year?
What's it? 24. Brass dropped
by 9 spots. It's garbage.
Sorry, you're correct. That invalidates my comment.
Go ahead, faster.
It went up.
Yeah, 48 last year. 48. Carson City. Every time I play it, I enjoy it more. Which brings us to, oh my gosh, 23.
What is that? Arena the contest. Oh,
yes.
Is this one got another wave or another thing coming soon?
It does. Tenaris. But speaking of which, Kickstarters, we have Brass as a Kickstarter, but doesn't feel like a Kickstarter.
True.
You see,
is Carson a Kickstarter?
Carson City is not. The other one that doesn't feel like a Kickstarter is not yet here. We have Marvel United.
Kickstarter.
Correct.
So this is 3. So there's one more Kickstarter.
One more Kickstarter.
Okay.
Yes. Now, Arena of the Contest, which we're running out of room for, so we're just going to toss it behind me at this point.
I'll hold it and look at it.
Uh-huh.
The fact that you do not orient box lids to boxes drives me insane. I'm just going to read the box here. I can't because then I have to flip it the other way.
Go ahead. They can read. They can
No,
cover.
I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't let you make it. Look at this upside down.
Arena of the Contest is a game that is basically a skirmish game. It has a co-op. It has a solo and or co-op mode as well as a head-to-head skirmish mode in which you have a ton of heroes that have abilities, and you're rolling 20-sided dice to try to attack people, and you're slamming them with your abilities. You pick an ability.
1 to 8.
Yeah, I wouldn't play it.
Would you fielded it that much?
I don't think I have fielded it. I think the most I played at was 4, which is the way I think 4 is the max play count I would do. You could just control 2 characters each if you want. You could have a head-to-head game where you and me against Jesse and Shira, and we each control 2 characters or whatever it is, and you have 8 people on the board.
Is this the top skirmish game in your top 100?
I'd have to look, but probably.
Probably?
Probably. I'd have to look at the top 20, but I think it is.
If/when Bloodstone comes out...
This beats Bloodstone.
It does?
Absolutely. Absolutely for me. I like Bloodstone. I like it a lot. Bloodstone feels a little more beer and pretzels dice rolling. This one has a lot of strategy in the positioning, in the way you utilize your abilities, and the fact that each character has 2 ultimates, which are these one-time use abilities, and then you use them and you're done. The whole game. You got 2 uses. Then you have these different cards in your hand that you can do revivals or teleports or different things that will slam people.
Like it at 4 or like it at 2? Which one more?
As a skirmish game head-to-head, I prefer 2 versus 2. As a solo cooperative experience where we're fighting against the AI, I prefer it as a 2-player game.
How is the... So in terms of talking about stuff like Primal, like other ones where you're doing cooperative against a big bad, how do you like this one?
Very different feeling.
Very different.
This is more procedural dungeon crawler almost. Primal's more of a boss battler.
Yeah.
But the tactics are what gets me. The fact that you have these rounds where you sit there and you use one character to use their ability, which will both deal damage and heal me, and shove another character over one. And then now that I've shoved the character over one, I'll use my archer and line up a shot that goes in a direct line, shooting through 3 characters and getting 14...
So it's just really satisfying comboing of all the abilities.
Satisfying comboing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Where do you think this was last year? It's number 23 right now. 23.
How many times have you played it since last year?
Twice.
Twice?
Twice.
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 For content creator Alex.
Yeah.
This has gone up.
This has gone up. Yeah. So specifically, this was my number 20.
I'm going to put this off.
This was my... Yeah, put it off the side. Give up. It actually goes on the shelf behind you nicely.
Okay, that works.
Yeah. So if you go back 2 years... This was my number 20 game of all time. This is the last one to make my top 20 when I first did a top 20 2 years ago. Then it dropped to 37 because I didn't play it a lot in that year. And just
twice.
2 plays this year was enough to like be like, yeah, that's why I love this game. That's why I love it.
Because I can't remember what other games you were talking about, but I remember a few months back when you were discussing stuff and you were just like, Arena. I don't know why I have stopped playing Arena, but it is so good.
It's so good.
So good.
And when he says content creator Alex, that's true. Like I have so many games I'm constantly trying to play. I play a lot of my old and favorite games, but I'm still trying to catch up in a way.
If a game that isn't in your absolute top rotation, that isn't something that you're doing for content, for review, for preview, for any of that, if you play it twice and it's outside of that hot rotation or something that you have to do for your job, that says something. That says something.
There are some games that get played more than others. Games like Marvel United get played
specifically a game of that size, that heft.
That type of game right now does not hit the table that often. I'm hoping that will change, but right now the longer epic skirmish games do not hit the table often. Twice is like they're good reminders to be like, this is why I keep you. I would dump half my big overwrought games to keep that easily. Yeah.
That says a lot.
Anyways, next up we have my number 22, which is 22.
Is this why I'm on this?
This is why you're here.
Is this why I'm on this?
This is why you're here. Mine MGMT.
It's so good.
And which one do you think this is?
This is the one that is new to you and the list.
Yes, it is. Mine MGMT
and it's
is
the
fantastic.
last Kickstarter.
It is it doesn't feel like a Kickstarter.
It doesn't feel like a Kickstarter.
Although this is the deluxe version. I played the regular version of this game, loved it, and was like, I'm getting the deluxe version of this game. This game is incredible. You want to tell people about this one?
Yes, please. Okay, guys, first off, I got to go to my first convention this year. I went to Gen Con, and I happenstance met up with Matt Kent, who is the artist of the graphic novel that this is based off of, and he also did all of the artwork on the board game, which is why it is visually one of the most lush deluxe editions you will ever see. I mean, this is just full panel spread stuff. It looks absolutely...
It's insane. Just open it up.
Yeah. Looks absolutely gorgeous. So I met him, and that was actually after I already played it. I think I was actually one of the first people who got to review this, because Jay and Singh sent me one of the first deluxe copies that was available to write a review for. And I've played it, because we played it 3 times the other night.
Yeah.
We don't need to cover it. We wanted to play it, and we played it once, and we wanted to play it 2 more times. And I've played it almost 10 times now, and I think you're the same.
I'm close to 10. I'm a little below 10 right now.
Yeah, I think I'm at 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I love it. It is so good. It's a hidden movement game, deduction. But unlike some of them, like Letters for Whitechapel or Fury, it can play in 30, 45 minutes. It is exceptional. It's really fun to be on both sides, but the thing that I think is absolutely innovative about it that isn't in most games is the shift system, where it auto-balances itself. If one side loses, they get to open up a package that gives them new rules, new abilities, and things that they can take into the next fight, the next, head-to-head, and then try to win with those better odds. And it's so good. It's so good. I could spend the amount of time that this video has already been just talking about that game.
Yeah, genuinely. Mine MGMT is fantastic. One of the things I love about it is the fact that you can get a genuinely, amazingly tense, intricate, strategic experience in 30 minutes. A game can be 30 minutes easily. Yeah. Plus, I've played it against my 9-year-old daughter, and she's won, and so that works out nicely for me, too. I played it against Devin, and he lost, so my daughter's basically played in Devin. Is
that how the math works?
If A is greater than B and B is greater than C. That's what we've done, right? This is math.
So wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
I get that you've put your daughter ahead of yourself. That's fantastic parenting. But in this scenario, you've had A, B, and C, and you have made me last. You've made me last.
Mine MGMT is fantastic. Like Devin said, we
so good.
This entire video talking about it.
So good.
Every single play just has it shooting up. I knew this was my top 100 as soon as I played it, and then I played it again and again and again, and it was like, this is going to be high on my list.
I mean, from nothing to 22.
22, yeah. Hey, that's nothing. Tom
that's-
Vassell put Gloomhaven as like his number one from nothing, I think. He went from nothing to number one.
Yeah. But like Gloomhaven, like everybody was doing that.
Everyone loves this one.
I
Leave me
know.
alone.
I know.
I'm curious.
I'm not blaming you. I think it's amazing.
I'm curious, actually, where the Dice Tower ranks this one, because I know that they like this game, too.
They all gave it pretty good reviews. I think it got like almost 8s across the board.
Watch
or something like
Ark Nova, by the way, got like Tom's like number 2. Okay, so leave me alone. Okay, I am not just the only person here who likes new games. This
It's
is
fantastic. It's so good. So good. I'm not surprised by that at all, and I think it deserves it. I do not think that this is a recency bias.
No. This
I
is a
think it
good
truly
game.
deserves that. I think it truly deserves that.
That's a fun question. I'm curious where this is next year. I would suspect that it would be higher or roughly the same. I don't think this goes below 30 next year.
It would be hard.
I don't think
It would
so.
be hard to drop that low.
It's because the problem is we're still discovering new stuff. Sometimes games drop for me over time because I've discovered the new, and now it's good, it's great, but it's
the thing
losing.
that will be interesting for me is seeing whenever it gets here how Beast and that compete for you.
Oh, I think Beast is fantastic. I think gameplay to gameplay, I don't know which one I would pick. The fact that I can play this in half an hour means it will get tabled more, and that means
for
as of
you,
right now,
that's significant.
as of right now, I think this would be higher. Now, to be fair, what I generally say is when I have games this close in the same genre, what I need to do is I need to play Beast, which will then give me that recency bias of, oh my gosh, it's incredible.
And then does it stack up over
And
Mind
then I need to
Management?
say, after playing Beast, if I still pick Mind MGMT, that's when Mind MGMT locks in its spot. Right now, Beast doesn't exist as a physical game that you can buy, so I don't count in my top 100 at all.
Ugh.
Anyways.
I'm glad I was here for this.
This is why you're here.
So
This is
glad
why.
I was here for this.
This is why. Anyways, next up and lastly on this particular segment, we have my number 21, which is a game you have not played or probably even heard of.
You talk about this all the time.
You've heard of it.
You talk about this all the time.
It's good. Better than anything else. Like, can you imagine?
Is this your favorite Feld? Is it
No.
the top Feld? It's not the top Feld. Ooh.
It's okay. There's enough people who now know. Like, some people watch certain things I say and know certain things I say. There's enough people who know what my favorite Feld is, and therefore.
It's
Shut your mouth. You see? But this is good. It's good that when people know your favorite game, so that like when you say this is my number one game of all time, it's not a surprise. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Bruges, Stefan Feld. This is one of my favorite Felds. Feld has, I think, 5 games in my top 100 for context. It has. I'm not going to tell you them because I would be cheating. You know what they are. Either way, it has 5 games in my top 100. 3 of them we've already talked about. This is the 4th one.
You do it on purpose.
What?
You do it on purpose.
There's only a 50% chance here. I love Bruges. It is so well done in terms of the card play of the game. And this is the dice placement one I told you about. You roll dice and you place dice to utilize dice to do different things. So you're trying to figure out where to assign them in different ways.
Dude, the list is so high of things that I need to play with you.
It's so
Or is that going to mess
good.
up with focus?
And thought with this is actually interesting. You don't roll dice yourself. You have community dice, and then you have cards with colors, and you cash in your cards based on the value of the community rolled dice.
Huh.
Yeah, so I have a red
So
card.
it changes it. It's not the same thing in other games,
Correct.
so that's
it's
nice.
a little different. But the cards are the engine here. The fact that you have a million different cards. I'm trying to think of what you might have played recently that has it. I feel like we played something recently that has this kind of engine. I don't know what it is. Either way, it has a million different cards that all give you different powers and abilities, the ways they stack out. So you build out these little intricate tableaus of just card play that you can generate this, and this one does that, and this one will give you points for this, and this one will mesh with that one, and that one will reward you for having these things. This one will give you extra stuff to do that. They just give you a little bit like Encyclopedia that you just talked about.
Okay.
A little bit,
okay.
but imagine much more cards.
I haven't played this. I was going to say that, but I didn't know.
No, it's really, really enjoyable.
How often does it actually hit the 60 minutes?
So it depends. If you play it online in Yukata, where they do most of the management for you, 60 minutes easily. If you play it in person, probably closer to 90. You can get 60 minutes at 2 players, probably.
Okay, next question. How often do you play it online versus in person?
So that is going to be a fun question. Before we get to that, where do you think this was in terms of my rankings last year?
How many times have you played it since last year?
I don't know exactly. 2 or 3 times.
I think...
Probably 3 or 4.
I think the one that is...
No, more than that. 3 or 4.
I think
3 to 5 times.
I think the one that is higher has stayed higher. I think has been up there already. I think this one, based off of the amount of times you've played and the fact that I think some of these just more classic designs in the last year or so, the ones you've returned to, you've realized why you loved them so much. I think this one's risen.
Dropped.
Really?
You're not wrong, but you're wrong.
Thanks.
It was my number 9 last year.
Wow.
Yeah, but
wow.
that goes to the recency bias. During the pandemic, I played Bruges like 30 times on Yukata with my game group. Because our game group was playing online exclusively for like a few months, which meant we started playing a lot of the Zoom games that we really enjoyed.
On Yukata, can you play it asynchronously? Do you guys get online and
we play together? We pop on a Zoom call, play it together.
Okay, yeah. That's what I was wondering how you were doing it.
So I played a ton of Bruges last year, an absolute ton of Bruges, and this year I've played it a bunch. That's why I'm trying to figure out exactly when we shifted more away from online play. That's why I'm not sure exactly how many times I've played. I can check it up in my app, I'm sure. But I've played this far, far less this past year, which is the only reason it dropped a little bit. Again, 21 is not a big drop.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad. But, I mean, this was top 10.
It was top 10, but I played it like 30 times last year.
So it was you had a lot of familiarity with it. A lot of love with it.
And I like it a lot. I do like it a lot, even now, obviously 21. But it has been played a little bit less. And also, the in-person play, while I prefer the in-person experience, there's more management. It takes a little bit away from the experience.
Now, like, since we're just outside of the top 20, this almost just makes me more curious about your top 20 now.
Well, you can watch the videos along with the rest of them.
I will.
I can just show you after this. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want to find out.
Find out. Okay. I don't care.
I'm gonna look.
Either way,
I'm gonna ruin it for myself.
That is the top 30. The top 20, 30 to 21. That's
30 to 21.
30 to 21. Of the top 100, we got 2 more videos to go. I don't even know who's in the next 2 videos. We'll figure it out. In any case, until next time.
I don't think it's going to be me.
No, not you.
I'm not backed by popular debate anymore.
In any case, I am Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. This guy.
I'm Devin. That's it. Are we going to play Tranquility now? As the outro? Just another round of Tranquility?
Play Marvel United. Grab Marvel United. No, don't actually. I can't. It's too late. It's like 12 o'clock at night here. It's 12:40. It's 12:40. Oh my gosh, it's late. I didn't know how late it was.
That's why I was telling you we needed to pause.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna call this a night. In any case, have a good one.
Bye.